You just watched your first Formula One qualifying session and you wanted to get a summary of the results. So you go to formula1.com, go to the qualifying section and hit results. And you see this picture here. There's a lot of good information, like who are the top drivers, what team they drive for, and their lap times during each of the qualifying sessions. But you want to know more, like what is Q1, Q2, and Q3, and what's the race strategy? What do teams really do in each of the sessions? In this video, we'll cover all that and much more. For the race start, each grid position is 8 meters apart. So as an example, between first and third place, there's a 16-meter gap. So as you can see, it's very important to qualify towards the front of the grid. The drivers in the front face far less traffic and are able to pull away with a better start. This is especially true in street circuits where overtaking is very difficult. Qualifying is split into 3 sections, Q1, Q2, and Q3. The first session is referred to as Q1. In this session, all 20 drivers compete over 18 minutes to determine the top 15 that will advance to the next session. After a short 7-minute break, Q2 begins. The remaining 15 drivers have 15 minutes to set their best lap time. The top 10 advance to Q3. Following an 8-minute break, Q3 begins. The top 10 drivers have 12 minutes to set their fastest lap. Pole position is determined in this last session. This diagram shows the results from the 2020 Imola Grand Prix qualifying session. As you can see, there are 20 drivers in Q1, 15 make it to Q2, and the top 10 make it to Q3. In summary, qualifying is a 1-hour event held the Saturday before the race. It is broken up into 3 sessions, Q1, Q2, and Q3, with short breaks in between each session. Pole position is determined in the last session. The qualifying strategy depends on the strength of the team. Looking at Q1, you will observe that top teams like Mercedes and Red Bull use this session almost like a practice session. The drivers basically use the time to ensure that the car is set up properly for the upcoming session. They will often use tires which are not brand new. Midfield teams also generally easily make it through to the next session. The teams that have the slowest cars like Haas and Williams struggle to make it out of Q1 even with new tires. In Q2, things get really interesting. In Formula One, there is a rule that states that the teams that make it to Q3 have to use the tires which they used in Q2 to start the race. Softer tires give better qualifying performance, but are often not the best tire choice to start the race. For this reason, top teams often try to use a medium or hard tire to try to set their fastest lap. This strategy puts them at risk of being pushed out of the top 10 by a team that is using a softer tire. This makes Q2 a very exciting session to watch. Q3 is all about speed. Since this is the last session, the only objective is to get the fastest lap possible. Generally, the cars are fitted with a brand new set of soft tires and are only fueled for 1 or 2 laps to keep the weight of the car low. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video and consider subscribing to this channel for more great Formula One content.